Alright, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone that rule well, that taught us his truth, and blessings to the elect of the nation Israel, whether they be scattered. This is Brother Yakal coming with another lesson, the Lord willing, it will be edifying, and we're continuing with breaking down the 12 tribes of Israel. Alright, and so far we've done Issachar, we've done Zebulon as well, Asher as well, and today we're going to do the tribe of Naphtali. All right, and got it here, number 11 there, the tribe of Naphtali. All right, which in Paleo Hebrew is Naphtali. All right, Naphtali, which means my wrestling. All right, my wrestling. Now, as every lesson that I'm doing on this, you know, we're always going to go to the origin of the name. All right, but the tribe of Naphtali are the Indians of Argentina and the Indians of Chile. All right, got a map here. Let's see. Yeah, so we're talking about Argentina down here. All right, the Indians of Argentina, the indigenous people of Argentina, and the indigenous people of Chile. All right, that's the tribe of Naphtali. All right, and we're going to come back to this map because it comes deeper when we go into the breakdown of it. This map is needed because it's in prophecy as well. All right, so we're going to come back to it. But we always have to go to the origin of the name, you know. And remember, as I said in the previous ones, remember Jacob, like in the ancient world, the man was the prize. All right, the man was the prize. And as I said in previous videos of all the breakdowns that we've done, Rachel and Leah, Jacob's wives, there was tension between them, you know, because they wanted to, the man was the prize. All right, as I said, in this society they put the woman on the pedestal, but the man was the prize, and bearing children. And that's the two things that you know, women are for, is to bear children and to look after the man, you know, a helpmeet. All right, now we go to the origin of the name. We have to go to Genesis chapter 30. All right, and we'll start at verse 1. And it's going to go into the tribe of Dan. But remember, in Revelations, the tribe of Dan has no inheritance because they're not listed in Revelations chapter 7. All right. So, start Genesis 30 and 1. And it said, and when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, all right, Rachel envied her sister, and it's her sister Leah. All right, because Leah was the one that popped out more children. All right, and said unto Jacob, give me children, or else I die. All right, verse 2. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, and he said, am I in the Most High's stead? And why did he say that? All right, let's continue. Who have withheld from thee the fruit of the womb? Because at the end of the day, it's up to the Most High. It's up to the Heavenly Father. All right, whether a woman is going to bear children or not. All right, it's up to the Heavenly Father whether that child comes out healthy, or whether the child comes out being sick or has a condition. And that's the beauty of knowing the secrets and mysteries of the Bible, because one of the mysteries is reincarnation. So when you come into His truth, when the Lord brings His truth, and you get deeper into these certain subjects, and you realize, wow, you know, reincarnation is in the Bible, and you know, you what you do in this life, you'll pay for in the next. You know, things make sense. All right. So Jacob was like, hang on. He was angry at Rachel because he's like, hang on, am I the Most High? It's up to the Most High whether he opens a woman's womb or not. All right. So verse 3, and she said, behold, my maid Bilhah, go in unto her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. All right. So she had that handmaiden Bilhah, and she's like, listen, go in unto her, Jacob, and get her pregnant. So you can bear children. Okay. Verse 4, and she gave him, Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife, and Jacob went in unto her. Jacob had sex with her. All right. Verse 5, and Bilhah conceived and bare Jacob a son. All right. Verse 6, and Rachel said, the Most High have judged me, and have also heard my voice, and have given me a son. Therefore I shall call his name Dan. All right. So she had, out of that union, all right, came son Dan. All right. But we're talking about Naphtali. Let's keep going. Verse 7, and Bilhah, Rachel's maid, conceived again. So she had another child. She conceived again and bare Jacob a second son. Okay. Verse 8, and Rachel said, with great wrestlings have I wrestled my sister, and I have prevailed. And she called his name Naphtali. All right. Which means my wrestlings. Okay. Because it was a competition, man. It was like, Rachel and Leah, had tension because Jacob was the prize, and also they wanted to bear children. So she said, listen, you know what? Here's my handmaiden Bilhah. Sleep with her. Going on to her, and she conceived. She had Dan, and then she had Naphtali. All right. And that's why she said, with verse 8 here, and you can put it on the NLT and make it even clearer. All right. Put it in NLT here. All right. And this will show you that it was, there was a rivalry there, because remember, Leah popped out more children, but Jacob favored Rachel, man. All right. All right. Genesis 30:8. It's in the NLT. It says, Rachel named him Naphtali, for she said, I have struggled hard with my sister, and I am winning. See? So that's why she named him Naphtali, which means my wrestling. All right. Because it was a competition, it was a rivalry between Rachel and Leah, for the affection of Jacob. And how do you get closer to a man when you bear his children? All right. So that's how the origin of the name has come to pass. All right. Now we're going to go to Genesis 49 again. All right. I'm going to go to verse 21. Actually, let's go to Genesis 49 and 1. All right. Genesis 49 and 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. All right. And we are in those last days now. All right. Now, if you go down to verse 21, we're going to concentrate on the prophecy of Naphtali. All right. Genesis 49 and 21. All right. It says, Naphtali is a hind let loose. All right. He give goodly words. All right. Naphtali. And remember, these are the indigenous people of Chile and Argentina. All right. And if you know anything about Argentina in particular, all right, and our people there, the tribe of Naphtali, all right, that's talking about the gauchos, all right, And the gauchos are, you know, are people, they're like cowboys, all right? You know, they're into horsing, they're into riding bulls and so forth, all right? That's why it says here, all right, Naphtali is a hind let loose, all right? It's talking about the gauchos, and he giveth goodly words. And if you look at the culture, I'm going to show you a clip of the gauchos, all right? They're very, very friendly people, extremely friendly people, all right? I've got a bit of it here. Let's see here. All right. So, gauchos of Argentina. Yes, the gauchos of Argentina are widely considered to be a friendly people, known for their hospitality and warmth. All right. Gauchos. All right. Key aspects of their culture that reflect their friendliness includes hospitality. Gauchos are historically known for their extreme hospitality, offering food and shelter to travelers, all right, as a matter of custom. This tradition of welcoming guests is still a significant part of their culture today, especially in the haciendas, which means the ranches, where many work and live. They're cowboys, man, all right? I'm trying to show you a picture of them, the gauchos, Argentina. Let's see what kind of images that we get up here. All right, gauchos, Argentina. Yeah, there you go. Cowboys, man. You know, and when you go, you know, when they do the bull riding, you know, over in America, you see, you know, those Edomites down south trying to ride bulls and hold on to it. Well, the gauchos do that like it's nothing, man. All right? And they're our people, okay? And this is their culture, man, you know? You know, horses, and they're very friendly people, you know? And they're a huge part of the culture over there in Argentina, all right? So that's why it says, and I'm going to show you a clip here, where it talks about, like when it says here in Genesis 49:21, Naphtali's a hind let loose, talking about the gauchos. All right, he giveth goodly words. It means they're extremely friendly and they're very what's the word? They're very hospitable people. Now I saw a clip the other day that I made sure I bookmarked on the gauchos. All right, and this Judite woman going over there. So let's have a watch of this. Let's see now.
Llovía torrencialmente en la estancia del mojón. Como adorando el fogón estaba tuita la gente. Dijo un viejo de repente: les voy a contar un cuento. Ahora que el agua y el viento trae a la memoria mía cosas que nadie sabía, yo le diré en el momento. Pongo más de un inconveniente para que resista mi mente este cuento sin lagrimear. Pero Dios, que supo dar paciencia a mi corazón, tal vez venga en esta ocasión a ayudarme con su reflejo, el alma de un gaucho viejo que ya lo espera al cajón.
Perfect Draft. Pub quality beer at home.
You know the advert. See, you got advert for Argentina. That's the algorithm kicking in, man.
Gauchos are very protective people. They look after the land, they look after their family, they look after cattle. Their culture and their tradition and their day-to-day life is very much accurate, and it's not a show for tourists. And it was just great getting to kind of have an insider's look as to why gaucho lifestyle is incredible, why the north of Argentina is so unique. Hola, soy Gloria.
Hello.
So Augustine is a man who lives in the estancia that we were at. He is from a family of gaucho after gaucho after gaucho, so much history in the house that he lives in. His entire lifestyle was basically built around gaucho life. And he's gone abroad, he's traveled, he's worked in the city, but the land called him back.
So this place is beautiful. Can you tell me how old this house is?
My ancestor building in 1760.
Wow.
I am the 9th generation, my children's 10.
The horses! So much fun. That has definitely been the highlight of this trip. They gave me a poncho, they gave me a hat. Ponchos are so cute. Girl, I would rock that every day. So we're going for a joyride. These horses are so well-mannered, so well-trained. So you can have one hand free, and then the other hand, this is like your joystick to steer. All those years of playing Mario Kart, knew would pay off. Being in the gaucho culture and amongst this gorgeous mountainous area, everything was just incredible. I was like, okay, I'm basically a gaucho now, a gaucha. Soy una gaucha ahora. So I was really excited about it.
What makes you the most proud to be a gaucho?
The love for the land is the first, because it's the very freedom style. The community for the gauchos is very nice. Drink mate, do asado, dance, and the new generation like. You can see many small children help than the fathers with the animals. I don't know, that is a great life.
Asado. I don't know how anyone is in shape here. All they eat is meat. When you're in Argentina, get rid of your vegetarianism, your veganism, your pescatarianism. You gotta eat the meat because it is so good. And asado is very much social. You know, it's about putting meat on the grill, you know, throwing back a couple beers, talking to family, friends, catching up. And yeah, it's cooked with love. You can taste the love inside of that meat. It's just so fresh and pure, and yeah, it's amazing. Oh, still feeling it. It was such a pleasant surprise to get the little performance from the kiddos. And they were shimmying their shoulders, and the men were very machismo. And then they grabbed my hand, and we got in a circle, and we were doing things that they would do at weddings. And yeah, that was a great experience to have.
See, as you can see, she's just a blogger. She's like a Judite woman that goes around, and this channel, World Nomads, and look how hospitable they were. That's the scriptures coming to life, man. All right, they're very much hospitable people. That's why it says, He giveth goodly words. So they have that in their spirit to be hospitable, even to strangers. But unfortunately, if you know the history of Argentina, what they did to our people, I mean, it was brutal, man. All right. Okay. And when you actually look at the Spanish conquest of Argentina and what they did to our people, all right, because they, the Spanish was the main conquerors, all right, of our people over there, but they had a hard time doing it. But one of the things that happened in Argentina, and specifically, is that they used to have a large population of Judites, man. Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. If you know. And when they had wars and stuff like that, after the Spanish conquest and so forth, all these other wars that they had, they used to put blacks in the wars. I mean, so-called blacks, you know, Israelites in these wars, and they were killed off, man, you know. And it's in their history, and you can look that up on YouTube or anything like that. But the Spanish conquest, it was brutal, you know. But the Gauchos have kept their tradition, you know what I mean, throughout all of these wicked things that have happened to them, all right? And that's the tribe of Naphtali, man, okay? Now, there's another one. We go to Deuteronomy 33 and 23, all right? And remember, in Deuteronomy 33, this is the blessings, all right, that each tribe would get. All right, Deuteronomy 33 and 23. And of Naphtali, he said, of Naphtali, satisfied with favor, all right, and full with the blessings of the Lord Yahweh, possess thou the west and the south. All right, it says possess the west and the south. What's it talking about? It's talking about the Western Hemisphere. All right, where is America? Which is called Babylon the Great in the Bible. All right, it's in the Western Hemisphere. All right, now if you look at it on a map, I've got it here. Yeah, if you look on the map here, all right, America's in the Western Hemisphere. All right, so that's the West. But if you look at the what's it called? Here's America here, Mexico. But then if you go down south here, all right. So you got the East Coast, America. You got the West Coast. We know that America's in the Western Hemisphere, all right. But if you go to, you know, like the West Coast, like LA and California and so forth, and then you go down, all right, to the south, all right, which is down. Hang on, let me put this there. Where'd you come to? All right, you go down, down, down. You come to Argentina, man. All right, let me try and put this down. There you go, Argentina. All right, you're in the Western Hemisphere where America is, but if you go south of it, all right, right south, there's Argentina. All right, and remember, Argentina is the big part, but here is Chile. Okay. Let's see if I can get a better map here. There you go. See, Argentina, there you go. Argentina's there, and Chile is here. All right. So then when it says possess the west and the south, that's what he's talking about. The location of where the tribe of Naphtali would be. All right. And if you look at, let's try and get an ancient map. So tribes. Oops. Yeah, if you look on the ancient map, right? Let's see. This one, I think this one will be better. Yeah. This is another reason why we know. I need this. I just need the map. There you go. Yeah, if you look at the ancient map of Israel, all right, when it was in our homeland, Judah was down in the south. Naphtali was in the north. All right, the tribe of Naphtali, they were in the north. All right, so it was not talking about back then. It's talking about now, where it says, possess what? Possess thou the west. All right, because they're in the Western Hemisphere. Because we know, what's it? 2nd Esdras 13 and 40. How the 10 tribes went from Assyria, all right, around the Horn of Africa up into a new land whenever mankind dwelt, which is the Americas. All right, and the Americas is where? The Western Hemisphere. All right, so America's here. And if you go to the western part of America, which is like California, LA, and that, and then you go down south, where do you get? The most southern part is Argentina, and there's Chile. All right, so that's what it's talking about. So that shows you that this prophecy has come to pass. So the the Heavenly Father is on point. All right, because these are what would happen to them in these last days, where they'll be located, what kind of culture that they would have. All right, and it's great that a lot of our people have kept that culture, man, because many of them haven't been able to. And by the way, Argentina is in mad economic problems at the moment, hyperinflation, etc. It's been like that for like 10, 15, 20 years. And if you look at in the 1900s and places like that, many Europeans, all right, were, immigrated from Europe, places like Italy, even Germans went to Argentina. So that's why you have all those different names, like the footballer, what's his name, Lionel Messi. That sounds like Italian, you know. All right, but the indigenous people of Argentina, all right, and Chile are the tribe of Napthali. All right. So listen, I pray you're edified. The next one I'm gonna do, the next tribe we're gonna do is Reuben. All right, which are the Seminole Indians, and there's a hell of a lot of history there. So I'm gonna finish this one, Lord willing. You know, be edifying. You know, and I pray you're edified. Until the next lesson, Shalom.